Hi everybody, it's Cindy from Midland Physical Therapy. Today we're going to talk about the 3 things that we can do to get our SI joint or sacroiliac joint better or fixed. So to go through that, I need to explain to you first of all what the SI joint is and what the symptoms feel like if it is not functioning properly or it's injured. So the sacroiliac joint is located near the pelvis. So it's a part of the pelvis. So you have 2 wings or iliac bones of your pelvis. And then these are, of course, the vertebrae in your lower back. And right below the lowest vertebrae is your sacrum and your tailbone. So what connects the ilium to the sacrum are these ligaments called the sacroiliac ligaments, which are in the front and the back of the pelvis. So these lines here that you can see, these are my example of the sacroiliac ligaments. So you would have them in the front, and then if I turn my pelvis all the way around or I turn backward, you would also see them in the back. They're very broad ligaments, and many times they are missed when someone comes in or complains of back pain. They aren't looked at or evaluated or even considered a part of the problem. So the question might be next is, well, what does that feel like if I have an SI joint problem? I think it's a back problem. I think it's sciatica. So these people that have these symptoms typically are going to have pain here in one side of their back, very low. Sometimes that pain will radiate to the front, to the groin, and it'll be one-sided on the same side as the back pain. And then sometimes they'll have pain down the side of the thigh. So it's not a true sciatica, it's a little different. So when do you have these symptoms? So these people, when they present to us, we'll see that they have pain when they roll over in bed, when they get in and out of a car, in and out of a chair, when they stand like I am. I'm standing with all of my weight on one leg and not so much weight on my right leg. And if my symptoms are on that same side, that's putting a lot of shearing forces up through that SI joint like this and stressing it just as I would be stressing any ligament, putting too much stress through it. So those are some of the symptoms. They'll have pain when they run on one side. They'll have pain when they climb stairs on that one side. Things like that are going to be pretty consistent. It's not going to be the same as back pain. It's going to present a little bit different, like the picture I just painted for you. So the question is, if you have these symptoms, what is it that can be done to help it? So like I said, there are 3 things that need to be done to fix or cure or improve these symptoms. One is this area has to be stabilized. Well, how do you stabilize something that's a ligament? So there are specific exercises that have to be done, and it's to stabilize or strengthen all of the areas that would surround the sacroiliac joints. The second thing that has to be done, or in conjunction, is hands-on. So we have people who come into the clinic, and we have to do a hands-on evaluation to see if their pelvis is actually rotated forward, backward. Their pelvis could be slipped upward, sliding upward, or sliding downward on the painful side. So this is the hands-on part. We can't tell you online how to do that. It's virtually or pretty close to being impossible, because this requires a palpation of the joints in the front, the back, and on the tops as well as the bottom parts of the pelvis, so that we can draw a 3D picture to figure out which way the pelvis should be mobilized by the therapist. So stabilizing and hands-on, those 2 go hand in hand. And then the third thing is I wanted to talk about real quick is positioning. So positioning is really important. So this is the thing that you need to pay attention to. Don't stand with one leg with more weight in it than the other. So you need to stand with the feet equally apart and with equal weight bearing. The other thing you want to avoid doing is sitting with your legs crossed. Like most women do, we sit with our legs crossed. That puts a lot of torsion through your pelvis and a lot of unequal forces. So don't do that. So if you're in church, you can sit with a songbook under one foot if you're more comfortable instead of your feet equally together. That's okay, but just do not cross your legs. The other thing you want to do is when you're sleeping, you want to keep a pillow between your knees so that your legs are equally apart and one isn't falling over the other. Because when you do that, you're torquing or twisting that SI joint and putting stress on it for a long period of time. When you get in and out of the car, you want to make sure that you're not twisting to get out. And I would show you, a lot of people, they get out and there's a lot of twisting motions that occur. You need to turn, put the feet out, and then stand up as if your legs are almost tied together so that your legs are not twisting and twisting your pelvis. So those are some important little free tips that I could give you to keep your pelvis, once it is in alignment, keep it more in align, and to stop applying the forces or the torsion that can cause the SI joint to become irritated again. So in our next videos, which we have in the past shown you some SI joint correction exercises and stabilization exercises, but I wanted to go over this today just to let you know what causes the SI joint problems and some of the things that you can do or look out for to help it. For more information, you can contact me at cindy@midlandphysicaltherapy.com. You can call the clinic at 432-687-0235. And our website, if you're familiar, is www.midlandphysicaltherapy.com. And I'll talk to you next time. Thanks.